Hey guys, it's Saturday. Yay! I'm actually kind of glad that Saturday's over, to be honest. And we'll get into that in a minute. But I wanted to show you the name sign that we did last week. Miss Donna suggested bling. And I thought, yep, that's what I'm missing. Some bling. So, I did a couple flowers at the top. I don't remember if I did that with everybody. The last video. I'm not sure. I think I did. No, I think I did. I added the little sprigs right here. And they're like beads with, you know, the wire that they twist around. And I added some more down here at the bottom and some pearl sprays. I don't know if you guys can really see that. Kind of, sort of, maybe. So it's not like blingy, bling, bling, crazy rhinestones. And then I put some, stickles on this right here. So, I wanted to show you guys that. So, good call, Donna. Good call, because I was struggling there for a minute. Okay, so you guys are really, really, really zoomed in right now, so I'm going to back out. But it seems like if I don't zoom in a lot, you won't actually be able to see my name sign unless I'm doing this. And that's not a very cute opening. So, I'm going to put that away. Put it in my arm and hopefully not in my face. And, oh boy, here we go. Another box. So, this was gifted to me by Crafty Erica. It's my very first cigar box that I received. The second that I will be decorating. I don't know what I'm going to do with this. I quite honestly, it took me about, ooh, that was a really loud pop. It took me forever to figure out what I was going to do. It's so pretty. There's like an image in here, and I don't really want to tear that out, but I think I'm going to leave that part alone and do it last, because I don't know what to do with it. I really like the red. It's not velvet. It's like, I don't know what that would be called, because I'm not good at this stuff. I don't know. It's not satin. I don't know what that is. Well, it's some sort of material. It's stuck there on the side, and I like it. But I think I'm going to cover this up, even though I really like the... And the only thing is that it's like really, that's what I'm looking for. It's like embossed, I guess? Is that the right phrase to use here? The right term? It's very rigid, and you can feel like all the bumps and the grooves and the... I touch it and I think embossed. I don't know if I can peel that out of there. I think it's under this, whatever this is. Yeah, it took me about, I don't know, about 2 hours to figure out what on earth I was going to do for tonight, because I didn't know. My plate's been kind of haywire crazy, and so, okay, let's start with Friday night. So Friday night, hubby goes out and he's doing his second job, driving around, and he decided, since he was off on Saturday, that he was going to stay out later than he usually would. And he ended up staying out until almost 1:30 in the morning, so I couldn't sleep because he wasn't home. I had to know he was safe. And then, you know, he got home and he was restless, so we stayed up for a little bit longer, and, you know, just chit-chatting and hanging out and doing our thing, and next thing you know, it's like 2:30 in the morning, and now we're both exhausted, and, we went to bed, and we had to get up at like 8 o'clock in the morning. I shot up out of bed at 6:30 thinking I was late, and realized it was way too early for me to be trying to get up out of bed. So I went back to sleep, which is like the worst thing I could ever do, because it makes me more tired when I do that. Just need to get up out of bed and be done with it. But I knew that we had a really, really busy day today. Give me 2 seconds. I'm going to grab a foam brush. I don't have one in my carousel. Never prepared. Okay, so this morning we attended Jason's Uncle Polly's funeral, which it's been a rough couple of months. I need to move my mouse out of here so I don't knock it, and then you guys disappear and then I freak out, you know. So I know I shared with you February 18th. I don't want to cover it up. That's my biggest thing. It's so pretty. Okay. I'm doing it. So, anyways, February 18th, Grandpa Paul passed away. And then, I want to get the hardware messed up. Then April 14th, Uncle Polly passed away, which was Grandpa Paul's first son. And May 18th, rewind. So, April 14th, we find out that Uncle Polly has passed away, and Aunt Claire, which is Grandpa Paul's sister, has just been diagnosed with liver cancer. So, she did one, I just totally lost the word I was looking for. Chemo treatment, that was the word I was looking for. I was thinking radiation. And I don't know if they're the same thing or not, but she did one round and decided that she didn't want to do any more. She wanted to live her life with however much time she had. Now, I found out a couple weeks ago that Uncle Polly actually was diagnosed with liver cancer about a year and a half ago. So, he did not do any treatment. Just kind of, when it's time, basically. He didn't want to do any treatment. He didn't want to go through the radiation. I think his doctor's biggest concern, and this is not, I don't want it to come across as, a bad thing. Because for Polly, it wasn't. It worked out the way, it was supposed to. Polly was mentally retarded, I believe. And he had, medical issues that came along with not functioning, 100%. So, sorry, I see something and it's bugging me. It's going to fall off my shelf and then everything's going to go crazy. So, he actually wasn't expected to live as long as he did. I just found out today that he was actually a year older than my mom. My mom will be 62 this year. And he was given a life expectancy of, lucky to make it to 40. So, he passed away. I'm so bad. I should have looked at the thing. I'm not sure if he was 62 or if he just turned 63. But he was close to 63 if he hadn't turned 63. It would have been this year at some point. I did not know him personally. And Jason didn't know him personally, but we got to know him over the years because Jason's mom took care of him. She took care of all the paperwork. She would fly out there constantly to visit with him and, talk to him. And his favorite thing was cars. He loved cars. Always wanted to go for a ride. Was always excited when, he was able to get into a car. That was his thing. He loved being in a car, being outside. But like I said, he was diagnosed with liver cancer, and his doctors didn't think he would understand why they were doing what they were doing to him, so they decided not to do the treatment, which they figured was in his best interest, and they didn't expect him to live a year after being diagnosed. And he lived almost a year and a half after being diagnosed. So, okay, back to see if I can make this all tie in and make sense. So, Uncle Polly passed away April 14th. Aunt Claire, Grandpa Paul's sister, was diagnosed with liver cancer. Aunt Claire passed away May 18th. 3 months to the day that her brother passed away. And so, unfortunately, we weren't able to go to California. She had her funeral. The family had her funeral in California, and we weren't able to make it out that way. But... And again, it's so crazy to me because she was just here. She was just here visiting the family and, talking about coming out and visiting for the summer so she could get to know us and the kids and be, closer to Grandma Annie. And she was like picture perfect health, and in 3 months she was gone. So, like I said, we did Polly's service today, and he is now in his final resting place, which is just so pretty. Grandpa Paul is in the ground, and right where he's at, if you look up, there's a huge cross right there, and Uncle Polly is in the arm of the cross closest to Grandpa. So it's kind of like they're all watching out for each other, So, it was kind of, it was hard to go back to where we had buried Grandpa Paul, who I felt a huge connection with, even though I didn't know him for very long, and I didn't know him at his strongest. It just kind of, Grandma Annie and I were talking about it earlier, and just kind of, because they all expected Uncle Polly to pass first because of his medical conditions and because of, because Grandpa Paul didn't have cancer. He didn't have he was perfect health other than having dementia and Parkinson's. So they were really expecting, they bought everything they needed to prep for Uncle Polly to pass, but when Grandpa Paul passed first, it was kind of a shock to everyone. Because we were planning for one and then, was blindsided by the other. But anyways, we were talking about how, because Grandpa Paul loved trains and Uncle Polly loves cars, and we know they're up there making tracks and hanging out together and, just doing their thing and hanging out, and it's just so awesome. And, I think Grandma's kind of at peace that Grandpa went first because, I'm not, how do I explain this? I was raised Roman Catholic. I am not a religious person today. I'm not a non-religious person today, if that makes sense. I have a lot of respect for what other people believe, and, everyone has a right to their choice and their decision, and I fully respect any choice that anyone makes. I may not agree, and that's okay, but I respect your decisions. And, I pray and I have my own conversations. I'm just not I'm not active. I don't read my Bible. I don't go to church. I don't, you know what I mean? I'm just not an active Christian, I guess, is the best way to explain it. But, Grandma is, I think, at peace that she feels, Grandpa Paul went first, so because he knew Uncle Polly was going to need him when he got there. So I just thought it was really sweet of her to, make peace with it that way. And it just such a sweet story. So we went over there and we spent time with, the family afterwards and all hung out. We were, all talking memories and having a great time and all of that. And then today was also Jason's dad's birthday. So we attended the birthday party and oh my goodness, the kids had such a blast. There was a piñata and I don't know what those things are called. I'm going to splatter this all over myself. If I ruin my friend's shirt, I'm going to be a little upset. Not going to lie. I don't know how many of you are Friends fans. but that was like the one show I got into when I was younger, and I cried like a baby when it ended. But anywho, it's like the little, it's like a sheet, not a sheet. What is this? It's not a hacky sack. It's the, the board, and you gotta toss the something toss. One of you is yelling at me right now. I hear you. I just can't hear what the word is. Hacky sack toss? Something toss. Anyways, the little box thing that's tilted up, and you have the little bean bags and beanbag toss. Is that what it is? Maybe that's what it's called. Anyways, kids all had fun playing that, and busting the piñata down, and having a grand old time. They have their uncle, which is my brother-in-law, and he is just so amazing with kids. It's beyond ridiculous. Like, anyone who has that much patience for kids needs to do something with children. Whether it's teaching or counseling or anything. That man needs to be working with kids because he is so good with them and so patient with them. Like, my kids beat him up like a jungle gym, and he's totally okay with it. Even though he knows it's going to cause him physical pain tomorrow, he's like, it's fine. They're just kids. They'll only be kids for so long. Eventually, they're going to stop beating me up, and they're going to start telling me stuff about the personal life that I don't want to know. And he just started cracking up. But, he's the oldest of 5, and I guess, there were a lot of cousins, and he was the oldest out of all of them, and so, but he's just so amazing with kids. It's just, okay, you know what? I need to make a mental note that I cannot buy this gesso. I was really hoping it was going to be, like, no, it's not bad gesso. It's just, the last gesso I bought, which I can't even remember what that is now. Do I even have that container? I hope I didn't throw it away, because now I don't remember what it was. But anyways, that gesso was, like, non-globby. Like, can you guys see? Maybe, can you see how it's like, it's globbing? Wow, I'm still not even on screen. That would help just a wee bit. It's like globbing up on me. Instead of being like paint, it's got that film over the top of it, and that's just not cool, because I need more time to paint. We all know that I'm a little slow at this. But anyways, so I keep telling him, like, dude, you need to become like a teacher or an aide or a children's nurse, something, because he is just so amazing with them and so patient. I honestly believe that, for like teachers out there and, what's the word I'm looking for? The pediatricians, and, all these people who work with children on a daily basis, nurses, and special needs, and just kudos to all of you, because it takes a very, very, very special person to do those. Like, no, I don't think that anybody could just walk in, apply, and be good with the job. You know what I mean? It takes a very, very patient person to be able to do what these men and women do. And I give them a lot of credit. A lot of credit. Oh, just stuck my finger right in that. I always forget where I just painted. This is not good. Okay. I don't like how this is covering at all. It's kind of making me a little grrr right now. Huge glove there. I don't know if you guys can see it. It's like, oh, that last gesso I had covered it. I just stuck my fingers right in the top again. Of course. So, anywho, it's been, and then we found out Kyle's grandmother passed away, and that was rough because he was really close with her. Kind of done with funerals for right now. And we've only been to 2, Kyle and Becca, which is Jason's sister. They went to Aunt Claire's, they did Kyle's grandmother, you know, went to hers, and I'm just like, man, I think we're kind of done meeting up like this for at least a little while, because I'm kind of done with it right now. I still don't two things. I don't handle funerals well, and I don't handle weddings well. I cry like a baby at both. I don't even have to know the couple that's getting married. I just start bawling like a baby because it's so beautiful. And at funerals, I don't even have to know who's, like, being buried. I cry because I feel my heart goes out to the people who have lost someone, you know? I just cry. Two things that'll make me cry quicker than anything. That's it, right there. Sappy love stories and books and movies, I have less of a chance of crying at. So, anyways, to keep going, we received a letter from our landlord announcing that our lease is being terminated. Apparently, the owner of the house that we are renting has decided to sell, and we have until June 30th to figure out where we're going. Now, I don't know if anybody else out there rents. There has to be someone, somewhere, amongst my subscribers that rents a house. I do not understand, and maybe someone can explain it to me. Well, okay, let me rephrase that, because I can understand. I do understand that the owner themselves are trying to protect themselves and make sure that, you know, the tenant isn't going to go AWOL and just disappear and not pay because they no longer can afford it, or because they're just really cruddy at paying on time, or, you know, whatever the reason may be. I understand that the owner is trying to protect themselves. But seriously, if I was we found one house, and it was a gorgeous house, and we were so excited about it because it's in the same area. It's 15 minutes from where we live now. We have a chance of the school district being the same, so my children don't have to switch schools, because my son is heartbroken. He's like, I didn't say goodbye to any of my friends. I didn't let any of them know that I was moving, and I go, honey, I'm sorry, we didn't know. Literally, the last day of school, we walked home, and we went and checked mail, and there it was. So, we had no idea that it was going to happen. Because they do a 90-day, every 90 days they come in and check the house to make sure, you know, that we're not damaging the property and punching holes in the walls, and every review we've done has come back positive. So we did not expect at all that this was it, we're done. So I kind of had a mini meltdown because I quite honestly, first off, I hate moving, okay? Second off, I hate packing. Third, I totally hate unpacking. Like, this house that we've lived in for almost a year is not unpacked. I hate unpacking. I hate deciding where everything goes. Because I don't want to do it again. We had planned to stay here until Jason graduated from college and got his associates and was ready to move on to a new career. And then we were going to move to wherever that new career took us. That was the game plan. Game plan has obviously changed. And, I mean, you know, it is what it is. We can't change it, obviously. And it's basically spilled milk and no stressing over it because, I mean, there's nothing we can do. We have to move. So, with that being said, back to what I was asking about, you know, other people who make rents. I do not understand. Sorry, 2 seconds, I need to plug this in. I do not understand how someone who is renting a house expects you to make 3.5 times more than the rent. Mind you, the rent that we were looking at, or the house that we were looking at, the rent was $1,450. We don't make $5,000 plus a month. That's just me being honest. We don't. And on top of that, They want a 700 plus credit score. And I'm going, seriously, dude? If we had a 700 plus credit score, making over $5,000 a month, I would not be looking to rent a house. I would go buy one. Just throwing that out there. Maybe I'm crazy for thinking that, but that's what I think about the situation. I don't get it. But, anywho, so that was the deal, and we were like, yeah, that's a no-go, because right off the bat, we don't qualify, to rent a house. And so, we're looking at other places, and we're trying to figure out where we're going to go, and by the way, let me just turn this off for 2 seconds. By the way, did anybody by chance remember that, oh, right, my mom is moving in tomorrow with her roommate. Yep. So I told her, when they get here, don't even unpack. Just take out the necessities, leave everything in boxes, in the garage, and use it as needed, and that's it. Because we're moving too. So, if I seem a tad bit stressed out or a wee bit off, that's kind of the reason why. My mind has been a total, shutdown. Completely shut down. I don't want to create right now. I don't want to... I think I'm to the point where I don't want to think right now. I just want to blink and have it be over, because I don't want to deal with it. And I know that's my depression and my anxiety talking, but that's the reality of it. That's just how I feel in the moment. I don't want to think about it. I don't want to deal with it. And I just want to blink and have this whole month just be over with the move, be over, and just be done. I love my dad to bits, but, talking to my dad's like, well, Vegas is always an option, you can always come home, and I'm like, yeah, but I really can't, because as much as I love my father, if I went back to Vegas because it didn't work out here, he couldn't support my family and me, and my husband. He has a 2-bedroom house with a wife that doesn't like me. Yeah, I don't see that working out at all. Not even a little bit. So, no, that wouldn't work. I'm like, no, Dad, we're going to make it work. We're going to figure it out. And you know what? This is, again, destiny's way, fate's way, God's way, whoever you want to call it, whatever you want to call it. It's way of saying you're done with where you need to be right now. Your time there is done. You've done what you needed to do for the year there, and it's time to move on. And that's the way I'm looking at it. I have to look at it positively, and you know what? I was going to say I wasn't going to paint all over this, but I'm just going to have to. And I'll rub it with ink of gold later or something. Or maybe alcohol inks. I'll figure it out. But anyways, I have to look at it positively. My time here is done, and that's just the end of that. And I don't have to understand it. I don't have to like it. I don't have to agree with it. I just have to understand that what's happening in my life right now is happening for a reason. And it'll all piece together at some point in my life where I'll look back and go, man, I'm really glad that happened. I'm really glad that move was made when it was made, for whatever reason it was made for. Because that happens a lot in my life. And I believe in the whole fate and the destiny and the you are where you're supposed to be for whatever reason. You are supposed to go through whatever you're going through for whatever reason. 9 times out of 10, we don't like it. 9 times out of 10, we don't understand it. We don't like it. We don't want to, I don't know how many of you watch, Cheryl, you can punch me in the face later. What the heck is your YouTube channel? CG for you. Cheryl, you've been on my mind a lot lately. A lot. And of course, it's her business. I'm not going into it. But she's going through a tough time right now. So my thoughts are with her. my heart is with her, and again, may God or fate or destiny bring you to wherever you're supposed to be when you're supposed to be there. My heart goes for you. It really does. And also for, Candy. She's another one that I've asked for prayers and thoughts for, because she's also going through a very tough time, and she has okayed me, explaining a little bit about it. She lost her husband. She just found out her dad's got a horrible, horrible type of brain tumor, and she's having a really hard time dealing with everything right now. So, of course, my heart goes out with her, and it just seems like a really rough couple of weeks. Couple of months, let's just put it that way. Really rough couple of months, and it's just, I think it bugs me more than anything that it seems like it's not just me going through it. It seems to be a lot of people that I know, and that kills me, because I can't do anything to help, and I can't, I try talking to people, and I try, being an ear for them when maybe they feel like cussing out the world or screaming, because I've been honest. I've been really good about not cursing on my channel, but I cuss like a sailor. I would make a sailor blush. That's just how I was raised. That's how my dad spoke to me, and, that's how my dad and I talk to each other. That's just how it's always been. I've obviously tried to change that with my children, but I cuss like a sailor. And, I'm okay with my friends going, you know what, I just need a minute of your time. What's going in my life right now is BS, and I don't agree with it, and I'm freaking pissed off, and I just need someone to yell at. Dude, totally. Private message me, yell at me. I'll listen. I don't mind at all. I think that for some reason, and it's been this way my whole life, I have always wanted to be like a guidance counselor or a therapist or a psychologist of some sort. Maybe not necessarily for children, but for everybody. I want to learn it all. I want to know what makes the human mind tick. I want to know, like with me, I have anxiety, I have depression, I have PTSD, I have all these, like, mental things that could totally stop me from doing anything in life and paralyze me from, everything. And I think I don't want to say I have it, because it's not true, because I do leave the house, I just don't want to. Does that make sense? I forget what that's called. When you don't want to leave the house, and then when you don't want to leave the house, eventually you become scared to leave the house. I don't want to get to that point. I don't ever want to be afraid to leave my home. So when Jason's like, hey, we're going over to so-and-so's house, I'm like, alright. I don't want to, but I'm gonna, because I don't ever want it to become a fear. I don't want to be scared of leaving my home. So I'm trying to, not... Oh, I have no water. No, that's going in there. Hang out, buddy. I'm so scatterbrained. I'm sorry, guys. But I don't ever want to be afraid to leave my home. I don't ever want to be afraid to talk to people, which is why I'm so grateful for YouTube. Because you guys get me to communicate, and you get me to feel human again, with a social life, and not this crazy loner person who just sits at home and talks to herself. You know what I mean? So, I appreciate those of you who have private messaged me and talked to me and, gotten close to me and get to know me. I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little surprised that some of you stayed, because I'm kind of out there. I know. It's cool. I get it. It's like I've said, I know I've said it in a lot of my videos. I'm one of those type of people. I'm not very good at sugarcoating things. I know when the time is necessary to sugarcoat, but if you ask me for my honest opinion, I'm going to give you my honest opinion. And unfortunately, and I enjoy that and I love that about myself, but at the same time I hate that about myself. Because I feel like I've lost a lot of good friends due to the no filter. And what I mean by the no filter is, and my husband laughs at me all the time, I don't have a shut up filter sometimes. And that's not always a good thing, I mean, like, if someone comes to me and they're crying and they're upset, I can totally, okay, come here, let's talk. Let's figure out what's going on, what's making you so upset, and I can help someone work through it. But if you come up to me and say, you know, like, I'm trying to think of an example that, like, has happened to one of my friends, and I gave him an answer, and they were totally upset with me about it. Like, a buddy of mine, you know, her boyfriend cheated on her, and she found out about it. Well, do I confront him? Of course you do. What are you going to do? Just pretend like it didn't happen and keep going with the relationship and let him continue to cheat? You ask him about it. Hey, what happened? What's going on? Are we done? Are we continuing? Because if we're continuing, you and your other thing need to stop. And, you know, she got upset with me, and I told her, I said, I asked you in the very beginning, did you want my honest opinion or not? And you said you wanted my honest opinion, and now you're not speaking to me anymore. I'm sorry, but that's what I did when my situation happened with my ex-husband. That's what I would do if it ever happened again. I'm not a confrontational person. I don't want that to get like, holy crap, she's such a bee. Because that's not it. I'm not a confrontational person. I don't like to argue. I don't like to fight. I'm so laid back and so chill that it's sometimes a little ridiculous. But that's just who I am. But if you ask me, I'm going to tell you. If I feel like, and see, this is something else that's happened to me before. Like, a buddy of mine I felt did me wrong. And I called her out on it. I said, you know, I didn't appreciate you treating me that way. So if you could in the future, can we just talk about it instead of you slamming me to everybody and talking about me behind my back? If you have a problem with me, just come talk to me. It doesn't need to get, and this was actually at work. I was like, you know, it doesn't need to go around the entire store. It doesn't need to be brought up to anyone else. If you want to take it up with a manager, cool, I understand that. But to go around and talk to everybody in the store about me behind my back is just kind of ridiculous. If you have an issue with me, it needs to be discussed with me. And she quit. Like, up and quit. I was like, dude, seriously? You're that upset? I was worth your job, really. That's crazy to me. All I'm saying is that, you know, I'm grown. I may not agree with what you tell me, and I might get upset that you call. If I do something wrong, call me out on it. Because I don't know how to fix it if you don't tell me what I did wrong. That's just how I view it. And I felt really bad that, you know, she just, up and quit her job. All because I said that, you know, if you have a problem with me, just come talk to me about it. It doesn't need to go around the whole store. It doesn't need to be gossip. It doesn't need to be any of that crap. Just come talk to me. And we'll resolve it. We'll figure out what was said and what was done and what you didn't like. And if it's something I can fix, I'll fix it. Because I was also a manager at this point. So, you know, if you're mad at me because I asked you to go do your job, that's something I can't fix. You know, that's kind of in my job description that I'm supposed to do that. But, you know, if I said something to you that you thought was inappropriate, or how I said it to you, I can fix those. I can fix how I say it. You know what I mean? I can't fix being the boss, though. I can't fix being the manager on duty. That's something I can't do. So, I mean, it's got to be a realistic thing. If I can fix it, I'll fix it, absolutely. If I feel like, if I totally agree, and you know what, I see your point, I was in the wrong, you know, I'm sorry, and I will do my best to work on it from here on out. I can't promise you that I'll change. I mean, I'm kind of stuck in my ways, but you know, I'll try. But, I had a whole, I don't even know where that came from, to be honest. See? My memory, man. I'm so stressed out. It's gotten so bad. I can't remember what we were just talking about 5 minutes ago and why that whole topic came up. Why did that topic come up? What were we talking about? Oh, I think I was talking about, you know, a few of you that have contacted me, and I feel, it's so hard to express it in writing, but I feel honored. I feel so honored that I have been one of the selected ones that you've allowed in your little circle to talk to. You know, and those of you who have allowed me in your little circle, I feel like we've gotten closer, and I'm amazed by, you know, what you do and what you go through, and not that I want anyone to ever feel what I'm feeling, or the pain that I am personally going through, but it helps to know. And I know that I can't say I know that you would understand, but I would think that you guys would understand that, yeah, it's nice to know I'm not alone. It's nice to know that somebody else out there is experiencing what I'm experiencing. Someone else out there is questioning what's going on with their body because they don't understand, like I am. You know what I mean? It's like today, I had like a, holy crud, I just had a mental breakdown and told Jason, just started crying. I'm like, dude, I think it's all catching up with me. Like, it's going on 3 years. This October, it will be 3 years that I've walked into a store, clocked in, and done my job. It's going on 3 years. And I still have no answers from the doctors. I still have no answers from my Social Security case. I am still being, like, treated like I'm over-exaggerating and I'm making stuff up because I don't want to work. And I hate that feeling with a passion. I don't understand. Like, I get that there are people in our world who do that. I understand that. I get that. But my age shouldn't be a factor into that's the only reason why I'm doing this. You know, I've been told by doctors, well, you know, you're really young. Are you sure you're in as much pain as you say you're in? No, I'm making this up as I go. Seriously? I'm walking into your office hunched over because I can't stand up straight because my back hurts really bad that day. I'm having a really bad day. And no, I just felt like walking in here hunched over just because I felt like it today. I don't get it. You know, they keep telling me, well, your x-rays aren't showing anything, and, you know, we need to do more MRIs. And I'm like, of course you need to do more MRIs. They cost more money. I don't have the type of money that you're asking me for. You know? I think I shared with you guys the last rant that I had with the doctor's office that I was in, where the lady just totally made me feel like crap because I didn't have a job and I couldn't pay, you know, $1,800 for 4 MRIs that apparently are extremely necessary to my case, which I don't understand. But, you know, hey, I'm not the doctor. Apparently I'm not meant to understand. I didn't gesso that. Well, we'll see how good it works. It's the bottom. But, you know, I'm so tired of people treating me like, oh, you're just a drug addict. Could you please do me a favor and just draw my blood and tell me what drugs I've taken? Because you're only going to find one in my system, and it's my birth control. So tell me again how I'm a drug addict, because I'm not following. Do I have pills that could make me a drug addict? Absolutely. Here's my problem. I know that I have an addictive personality. I know this. I'm not in denial about it. Again, this is me just not sugarcoating anything. I have an addictive personality. I get addicted to things really easily. Crafting, totally addicted. Doesn't mean they're all bad. It's not all bad addictions. Could I get addicted to something bad? Of course I could. I have an addictive personality. I am aware that that is in my personality and in my DNA and a part of who I am, which is the reason why I don't take the pills unless I am, like, excruciating, oh my god, I can no longer breathe pain. Do I have those type of days? Yes. But they're rare. Thankfully, they're rare. I can usually do stretches and stretch out my lower spine to where I can walk. Am I uncomfortable? Yeah. Am I dying? No. So, you know, you learn tips and tricks on how to make it work. Am I happy with having to do that? No. Who wants to lay in bed for an hour stretching and crossing their fingers that today is the day it's going to continue to work? Because some days it doesn't. Some days my body laughs at me when I stretch and then I get stuck and then, holy jeez, now what, you know? But I'm grateful for the days that it does work. But these doctors, man, they're driving me bonkers. And I know there have been a few of you that I was talking to about it, and that was kind of the reason why I went on the rant for it, but a lot of ranting tonight, apparently. Sorry. It's been kind of a yuck day. Oh, the ending was really nice. We had a nice dinner with Jason's dad and the birthday party. That was really hot. Don't do that. Just stuck my thumb right into the heat gun. It was not smart. But, anywho. Oh. So yeah, I just wanted to share with you guys. So, my videos come the end of June might be slowing down. Not that I do like a gazillion of them a week like I thought I was gonna. I was hoping, I should say. And see, like, the really cruddy part is that, like, I haven't lost my mojo. I know that, because I'm still, there's so many, how do I explain it? My wheels keep spinning. Like, I'm like, oh, I really want to do this project. Oh, I really want to do this project. Oh, I found this project. I'm going to do this one. I want to do this one. Blah, 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 blah. But then when I go to do it, I'm like, I really want to, I don't know. You know what I mean? What do I want to do to this box? See, this is what this thing is stuck in my wheels. How are we doing on time? 46 minutes, holy jabbers. Okay. I don't know what I'm doing to this box. I knew I wanted that buttermilk because I really like that color. Now what? I don't know what I want to do with it. Maybe that's going to get washed. Sorry guys. Again, it's been kind of a yuck week. Kind of a bummer week. With the whole, hey, by the way, funeral service on Saturday. Oh, you are moving too, just in case you didn't know. So, oy. I don't have a brown over here. Maybe that's what I'm looking for. I think I want to try. Is this dry enough? I think I want to try. Is this walnut? Maybe I'll try some of this. Never done this before, so we'll see if this works. I don't really know what I'm going for right now, to be honest. Just kind of going with it. Just picking something up and just going, hey, that seems like a good idea. Let's try that. But I saw Miss Fiona. I had to think of, like, names are escaping me right now. Jennings 644, I do believe. She did this a couple, I don't even know how long ago. I was going to say a couple weeks ago, but I think that's wrong. I think it's been, it could have been last week. I don't know. I'm not even trying to lie. I don't know. I cannot remember. And, oh, sorry, pardon my reach. I'm going to grab that Mod Podge. The way she did it, it looked really cool. And I want to try too. Just because I can. I remember her saying, don't carry on too much. Ooh, why does this seem so watery? I also want to try, there's so many projects that I want to try. Like Gareth, he did, I really want to do the vase with the distress ink in it. That turned out so cool. Gareth is G's Creations here on YouTube. Just in case. And then May made it, Amy. That top hat she did was so stinking cute. I'm totally going for it. As soon as I can get the supplies that I need. I'm going to do one for his like you guys know who I'm talking about, right? For Jason's aunt and uncle, they always host parties at their house. So I thought that it would be really cool if I brought a little hand frame. I feel like you guys can't see what I'm doing again. It's kind of bumming me out. But I think I'm going to do that top hat with the flowers and the sparklers and the everything else coming out of it. I think it'd be really cute. Because I know when we did like a lot of house parties at our house, when of course I was working, Jason and I always kind of felt a little underappreciated. Because nobody helped us clean up when they left. And, you know, well, not nobody. I mean, like family would help. But our friends would just come, eat, drink beer, throw their beer bottles all over the house, and then leave. And then Jason and I were stuck doing the cleanup. So, kind of feel a little underappreciated when that happens. So I want to make sure that they don't ever feel like, hey, we're going to eat and run. So, you know, when we're there, we try to help with the dishes, we try to help with the garbage and the cleanup and the picking up of the toys because my kids made a mess. Because my clan's the hugest clan. Okay, this isn't working out as pretty as Fiona's worked out. Anything bad. You guys see it at all? Everything just looks so white. I don't think it's dark enough. I don't want to stick anything on it now because now I got Mod Podge all over the place. Now what do I do? Well, I don't know what I'm going to do. That was not part of the game plan. Screw it up. Sorry, though. Live, learn. I think. Oh, did I just stick my head in the way? Sorry, guys. I'm liking this napkin. Thinking maybe a napkin. Got these at Tuesday morning. I thought they were really pretty. I don't know what that building is, or what the archway is. Maybe it's just a, decoration just for the napkin itself, or if it's an actual place. I'm going to tear these apart. Oh, the other thing that I want to do is, I really got to learn and remember to link people down below. Something or other. She is like the queen of decoupage. And she decoupaged this guitar. I so wanna. Well, it's not going to be guitar, and it's not going to be anytime soon, but, is it my niece? What is she to me? No. She is my cousin-in-law, I think. Okay. It's Jason's aunt's. I'm so bad at this stuff. I could never be like one of those people who do like the astrology, or not astrology, the, what is the word I'm looking for? You know, when they look for the family tree and they figure out, your past and where you came from. What is that called? Genealogy. Is that it? Oh, please tell me that's it, because that's what's coming to mind. I'm so bad at that game. But anyways, it's Jason's aunt and uncle's daughter. So if it's his aunt and uncle, I'm assuming, yeah, that's cousin. So I'm assuming she's my cousin-in-law. Anyways, she learned how to play the ukulele. And she loves it. So I'm thinking, after watching this decoupage on the guitar, I want to do a ukulele for her. So, like I said, that won't be anytime soon, because I kind of have to purchase a ukulele first. So I'm hoping, fingers crossed, that I might find one at like a Goodwill, by chance. Maybe. Fingers crossed. Maybe like really inexpensively, like at a Walmart or something. I think she found hers at Goodwill, or I know she had mentioned that she hadn't spent too much money on it, which is really nice. So there's hope. I don't want that to go too low. And of course, I don't have any water because I wasn't expecting to be playing with napkins or painting because I didn't know what I was doing tonight. Just kind of saw this box and went, oh yeah, I want to do that. This again was gifted to me by Crafty Erica. So I'm really excited to play with it. But yeah, like I said, lots of projects that I want to do. But as soon as I sit down and start thinking about them, I'm just like, do I really want to? You know what I mean? Does anybody else get in that mode? You have the mojo. You're just kind of not in the mood. That sounds really bad to say. You're not in the mood to craft. It's just all everything piling on at once. Plus, it is 1:35 right now in the morning, and my mom's supposed to be here anywhere from 2 a.m. to, I don't know, 4. So, I'm waiting on her, so I'm not going to bed anytime soon. So I will be up all night watching YouTube videos and checking out what everybody else is doing. And since I'll actually be watching on my computer, I might actually remember to comment. Because I feel bad when I don't comment. I feel like a horrible friend. And I'll take the time to comment on my stuff. Okay. I'm going to stop it here because I have to go get water to get the rest of this. It actually doesn't look too bad with the brown underneath it. Can you see that? Yay me! Okay, I'm alright with that. Now I don't know the rest of it, but I like it so far. It didn't turn out as bad as I thought it was gonna. Sweet. Also, another thing that you don't want to mess around and touch too much, because then it all starts ripping and it starts all falling apart. My dogs are going crazy. I don't know what's happening out there. They bark at the orange tree. There's an orange tree in my neighbor's backyard, and it droops over into our yard. So every time an orange falls onto the ground, my dogs go nuts. And I think that's the reason why they go crazy at 1 and 2 o'clock in the morning. It's because they hear those oranges falling. They can't see because it's pitch black back out there. There's no street light or anything because we're like back to back. But yeah, they go nuts when those oranges drop. And they just bark at them. They don't touch them, they don't eat them, they don't do anything. They just bark at them. Like these oranges are intruders. It's kind of funny, actually. Get these little 3-5 pound Chihuahuas barking at oranges. Okay. I'm stopping there. Calling it quits. And I'm just shy of an hour. But I'll make it to an hour. So, anywho, I just wanted to apparently rant and rave and share what was going on in my life, because it may not seem like a lot to somebody else, but it feels like a lot at one time right now for me. I don't know if it's just because it's all sinking in at one time, maybe. I don't know. So, there it is. Funerals, like, just crazy. My mom's gonna be here in a couple of hours. I hope everything's, I hope they're safe and everything's gone according to the plan that they've had. Because unfortunately, with my mom being hearing impaired, it's not like I can just call her on the cell phone and be like, hey, where are you at? She still has her video phone attached. It's linked to her tablet. So when she gets closer to town, she's going to stop at like a McDonald's or something and use their Wi-Fi to try to call me. So fingers crossed that everything's going okay and that, they're driving and they're safe, because they are coming from Texas. And I know one of the concerns was the floods, and I'm not sure what direction they had to go to get here. They're coming from Dallas, so I don't know roads at all, like, at all. But, yeah, hoping that they're safe and sound and close to being here. And, yeah, moving situation is going to be crazy. I honestly don't even know how we're going to do it. It's just nuts. Just nuts to me. My neighbors are all upset. They're like, are you serious? Why? I'm like, dude, I don't know. Talk to the owner. I'm sorry. My kids are upset because they have to change schools again. So, for Alyssa, or for Brianna and Scarlett, it's not that big of a deal because Brianna was going to switch schools anyway, and Scarlett's just starting out. So, I just know when I was a kid, we were constantly moving. It felt like I was in a new school every year of my life, and it just drove me nuts. I hated that. And I didn't want that for my kids, and unfortunately, my life path has kind of pushed us in that direction. So, hopefully the house that we move into next will be a good fit, and this time next year I won't be moving again, because moving June, July, it's hot. Like, it's, like, make you sick hot. And I don't wanna. That might be selfish. But I don't wanna. I wanna ask the next landlord, like, dude, can we sign, like, a year and 6 month lease? Because at least that'll shift it to, like, December. And I'd much rather move in the cold than in the 115, 120 degree weather. I just don't wanna. So, but, I'm asking for prayers because my family could use it right now. My husband and I are stress levels to the max, and trying not to, freak out, and trying not to overstress it and overkill it. But I appreciate you guys listening and just letting me vent and scream my little head off, because sometimes you just need that, I think. Sometimes you just need to ramble, and whatever thought comes to mind, just let it spill out and get it out. Get it out of the way. Get it over with. So I feel a lot better. I got more accomplished than I thought I would, because like I said, I sat here for 2 hours going, what am I doing? I don't know. I got nothing. So, picked up a box and got the top to look pretty. Got a lot of work on the inside to do still. That's okay. We'll get there. We'll get there. Alrighty. I'm calling it quits for tonight. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me. There are no words to say how much each and every one of you mean to me. For just hanging out and watching, and holy crud, for your patience for listening. Because I watch my videos and I'm like, dude, really? What were you even talking about? I don't know what happened there. But I'm so glad that my rambling videos and my beyond craziness is totally accepted, and I appreciate that more than anything, because it's really hard when you're in a world that, you're constantly judged and you're constantly looked at, and your every move is being, criticized or under scrutiny. And it's nice to be in a community that's not 100% perfect, of course, but in a community where I can feel accepted and I can feel like I still belong to something. And that is just beyond thank you. So I'm hoping with my mom being here, I might get a few more videos in, because she's going to be helping, because I'm already starting to pack. I've got 5 boxes in my craft room packed up. You know what's sad? When you are taking your old boxes from the garage and bringing them into the house, and they're already marked, so whatever box you pick up, you walk into that room and pack it. It's actually kind of made the packing easier, but it's kind of sad that I can do that. Does that make sense? A little sad about that. But, yeah, that's how we're working it. I'm, bringing 5 boxes in at a time, and depending on what box is there, that's the room I go to, and I pack a box. And hopefully by June 30th, we'll be 110% packed and ready to go. So, wish me some luck, guys, because my family's going to need it. Again, I thank you so much for listening to the randomness and the rambling and the whatever this was tonight. Painting a box and putting a napkin on it. It was something, like I said, I've been kind of not really in a crafting mood. I feel like there's so much more stuff that I need to be doing right now other than crafting. So it's nice to take an hour and 10 minutes and just focus on what makes me happy, what takes the stress away, and relieves it. Not 100%, but a lot, and a lot's better than none. So, anywho, if I could, I would just keep going until my mom got here, because I need to stay awake. So I have to go make a cup of coffee, and I am sitting by the TV waiting for my mom to call. I will talk to you guys on Saturday, possibly sooner. You guys know I say it all the time, and 9 times out of 10 it doesn't work, so I do try, though. I do try. A lot of my videos get deleted only because I got interrupted, and it's just kind of, I don't know how to pause. There's no pause on my thing. There's no option for pause. So, anywho, I'm going to take this part off. After it's dry, I'll file it off or get some water or do something. Anyways, see you guys in a week. Maybe sooner. We'll see. I'm going to try. I need to get back into crafting, even if it's just a little bit, just to kind of get my mind off of everything else that's going on in life. So, alrighty. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me. See you guys next Saturday.